Many travelers dream of experiencing the beauty of Tanzania, from its stunning national parks to vibrant cultural sites. Yet the costs often seem overwhelming. But with Visit Tanzania for Less, exploring this East African gem on a budget is not only possible, but incredibly rewarding. Whether you're a solo backpacker, a volunteer, or just a budget-conscious traveler, we provide valuable insights and resources to make your journey unforgettable without breaking the bank. Book your trip now with just a $300 deposit and flexible monthly payments until your travel date. For more travel inspiration and tips, follow us on Instagram or visit us at visittanzaniaforless.com. Visit Tanzania for Less, your dream adventure within reach.
Good afternoon, Muskegon, July 19, 2024. It is time for Torn Into. I'm your host, Gregory T. Roberts, with my co-host, Pastor Melvin Burns, the twin, in the house. What's going on, my brother?
I'm good, Brother Gregory T. It's good to be back.
Yeah, we missed you last week.
Thank you. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, struggling again with the voice, but the show must go on. We want to welcome you to this show that we take very serious, to bring you information, news, and information. Not about our opinions, just giving you the straight facts. We have a sponsor.
Yes, our sponsor today is Bishop Custom Series and Entertainment. See them for your entertainment and custom needs.
He's going to be our sponsor for the rest of the year. And I want to thank him for doing that. Thank you, Stan. And if you want to be a sponsor, please call the radio station at 231-727-5007. All right. Just remember, do us a favor, share this information. Go to our Facebook site, WVS 103.7 The Beat or M106. We'd like to introduce our first guest. Oh, yeah. How about the weather?
Okay, we know you guys want to know the weather. Well, you stuck your head outside. It is a beautiful, beautiful Friday afternoon. Today we have a high of 78, had a low of 52 this morning. Tomorrow partly cloudy, low 62, high of 79. Sunday partly cloudy, low 64, high 80. Monday, as we start the work week, low of 63, high of 81. Tuesday, sunny again, low 63, high of 82. Wednesday, low of 65, high of 81. Thursday, we do have a 30% chance of rain, low of 66, high of 76. So just some absolutely beautiful summer days coming up.
Nice. Okay, remember to share this. Listen, our first guest, why don't you go on and introduce him as well?
Okay, you may have seen this young man riding around town. Our guest is Carlton Briggs, president of Free Riders Motorcycle Club.
Put your hands together. How you doing?
Mr. Briggs.
Can you hear us? Try your mic again. All right, we're going to try to get him. Get him set up. Give us an update. What's going on in the Heights?
Oh man, you know what? Biggest thing, because festivals next week.
Mm-hmm.
But from the city side, probably late August, we'll start work on the east end of Broadway. That'll be a 2 or 3 year project, but we're excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
We got a lot going on. If you're at the festival, I want to get this plug in. You may see some folks there from a firm called Black and Veatch, or some folks from another group. They want to survey people and educate people about the Muskegon Heights water system, maybe ask you some questions. They may have some free goodies, but if you get a chance to stop at their booth during the festival, just stop, just give your opinions. They want to talk about water, kind of hear what people know, what their feelings are about water in Muskegon Heights and around the area.
Mr. Briggs, can you hear us? He can hear, well, we can't hear you. Huh. We got to work on that. Somebody help us out.
Okay.
Anyway, we're going to work on that.
He can hear us, but
You
no
can hear us,
sound.
but we can't hear you. We're going to work on that. Okay. So what's some other things going on in the Heights?
Oh man, yeah, we talked about the water week. We continued again to make a lot of repairs around the city, doing some street work. But we're excited. Last week, we announced that we had been waiting on this for a while. We got a grant from the Department of Natural Resources,
Mhm.
the city, the Community Foundation, and GMED, Greater Muskegon Economic Development. We three of us have been working together on a lot of projects, but they announced 948,000 grant
Wow.
to renovate Rowan Park. This will be the splash pad, restrooms. We're going to renovate the whole park.
Nice.
We're excited about it, so be looking for that to start happening in 25.
Okay.
So just we're real excited about that. Because we got that Consumer Energy Foundation grant of 250,000 a year ago.
Mhm.
So we'll put those two together. We'll have about 1.2 million to make some renovations at Rowan Park.
So things are happening in Muskegon Heights.
I'd like to think the good things are happening.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay, we're trying to get our guests, but we're going to keep on. The Republican Party just ended their national convention in Milwaukee. Next up is the Democrats in 2 weeks in Chicago, which should be interesting.
Yeah. Well, if you don't, first it's interesting to note Chicago and Milwaukee being right in the Midwest, So that's just interesting both there, but a lot of history about Democrats in Chicago, man. And it's that 68 convention. Of course, we were young then, but
Yeah, yeah.
but we may have some history at the Democratic convention.
We will see. Of course, we can give our listen. Carlton, you there?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we got you.
All right.
Put your hands together.
I was about to break into song and dance. Good thing we got that sound going.
Yes. I had to reset some stuff.
That's all right. That's
All
all right.
right. Well, we got you, sir.
right.
How you doing today?
Okay. How you doing? Glad for you to have me.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Carlton Briggs. I'm born and raised in Muskegon Heights. Big Briggs family. Pretty sure everyone knows that. I own a business on South Heights, 7th and Broadway, 2733 Barbershop. And me and my friend, we wanted to start something. We like to give back to the community, and we always do it out of our own pockets and out of our own times. And as you grow and learn different things, you see there's other ways to do those things. And I always wanted to start a nonprofit, and he wanted to start a motorcycle club because he liked to ride. He was riding before me, actually. I was afraid of the ride, but it's actually very relaxing and therapeutic. But he wanted to start the MC, and I wanted to start a nonprofit, and we just came together and bridged it together, and with a few other guys, and it worked out. It's working out actually pretty good. I'm excited. It's a lot of different things that we have done and we have upcoming.
So give us a little background on how you guys are formed and some of the things you kind of plan to do and have done in the past. And after that, we'll talk about where you guys are going in the future.
Okay. So how we form?
Yes. Oh, we lost your sound.
Yeah, we lost your sound. Carlton, work on it. We'll come back to you. Hey, this is live radio. It happens. You just got to keep on moving.
You got to be ready. Fortunately, we have two guys that are shy to talk. Huh?
All right. Hey, not shy to talk. We were talking about it could be some interesting news that happens in Chicago.
Yeah, we could possibly have a sitting president eligible for a second term, not run again. Gosh,
he said he's going to run, but the Democrats have to face reality that the donors are not giving money.
And that's what you need.
Right. I will say this: the Republican Party is unified.
Yes, they are solely behind their leader, and everybody's marched up in order. Money's rolling in. They had you have to give them some credit. They had a wide range of speakers at their convention.
Mm-hmm.
Hulk Hogan, Kid Rock, uh,
Yeah.
what's her name? Amber Rose.
Amber Rose. Yeah, they had a lot of people there.
Yeah, yeah.
The one thing I want to say is that our country, we have to figure out a different way. We spend millions and millions of dollars
Yes,
for that person to have the top job
yes.
in this country, but only pay them $650,000. Think about all the bright minds that are running companies,
Yeah.
making millions and millions of dollars. Why would you want to be president?
It's a lot of grief. It's a lot of grief. It's influence, but it's I think there's a lot of ways we could reshape. We're kind of stuck in tradition, reshape what the presidency looks like, and I don't mean some of the stuff the courts are doing now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe reshape it to fit, a little more modern. We're still using the same model we used over 200 years ago,
Right.
and
right,
it
right.
probably could use some reshaping to some degree.
Maybe we can get Mian in here. Let's go to Houston, Texas. Michael Anthony Smith. How you doing, brother? He said, who's at Muskegon Heights Festival this year? Hey, Mihan. Let's see if we can get Mihan in here. Talk to Mihan real quick.
I know there's a group called Cut Close. Oh, that's the man right there.
Mihan, we had a question about people want to know who was at the festival this year.
Cut Close and public announcement.
Well, man, come on. Adjust the camera and come on in and talk to us.
Yeah, this is the man. Introduce yourself to our audience.
Okay. Oh, I got to adjust the camera.
Okay, we'll make you some space here.
That's why you make the big bucks, man.
Yeah.
You can do it all.
Gotta love live radio.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, how y'all doing? Thank you for having me on the show.
All right.
Well, first of all, we call him Meehan, but people know you by another name as well. Right?
DJ Q89.
Thank you.
Yep.
You didn't sound cool when you called it.
Yeah.
Q89.
Q89.
Yeah.
Give your position here at the radio station.
So I'm the DJ and the program director here at 103.7 The Beat and 106.1.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I started here at the radio station when I was like 16. I was just an intern here. The kid that come take out the trash, clean, wash walls. I end up having an interest in doing commercials, editing commercials under Hitman and Rosie. So
Wow, that was some days.
so I learned that from Hitman, Rosie, PA, Big Rob, learning how to edit commercials, DJ, network, communicate, and then PA granted me my own show. I went to Muskegon Heights High School. That's the school I graduated from, class of 09.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like to talk too much about myself, G-Man.
Tell us about the festival.
So Muskegon Heights Festival in the Park kicks off Monday, July 22nd.
Okay.
Monday will be a movie night. Yep. And we having a bike rodeo sponsored by the Muskegon Bicycle Coalition.
Okay.
Yep. So we will be having some bike giveaways. So if you're a parent out there and your kid in need of a bike, they might have a chance to get a free bike this Monday.
Okay.
Also, they can come out and watch a free movie in a tent, free popcorn, hot dogs, hamburgers, custard from Culver's. So yeah.
Nice.
So Tuesday is gospel night.
Okay.
We have a gospel band out of Flint, a group out of Lansing, and a group from right here in Muskegon.
Mm-hmm.
On Wednesday we was doing a showcase Wednesday, but the person that was putting it together, the promoter, he had a family emergency. His mom passed away.
All right.
So he had to fall back on that. So we switched that out into a bike night.
Mm-hmm.
So the free riders out of Muskegon will be having a event underneath the tent to help raise money for their organization.
Okay.
Then Thursday is blues in the tent. So Janet Robinson from the Lake Hawks,
Yeah.
she has a blues artist that will be inside the blues tent that kicks off at 6 p.m. The artist gonna get on stage about I say 9 o'clock, 9
Is
o'clock
that
hour.
cover charge?
The cover charge for that is $20.
Okay.
Yep, and that's underneath the tent.
Mhm.
Friday, we are having health screenings. So if you need to get checked up on your health, you can come out there, get free checkups, blood pressure, things like that. And then we of course we're gonna have the vendors. We're gonna have bounce houses, a kid carnival out there Friday, and then we having a showcase. So that showcase that was originally gonna be Wednesday, we moved it to Friday.
Okay.
So yeah, and we're gonna have the Divine Nine. If you're not familiar with the Divine Nine,
Yes, I am.
it's the Greeks. You know,
Yes,
so
I
you're gonna have the Alphas, the Deltas, the Zetas. They are gonna be out there. The alumni.
06.
Yep. They're gonna be out there. They're gonna be out there strolling and doing the yard show. You know, and that starts at 7 o'clock Friday. And then after that, we're gonna start getting into the artist showcase. And that gonna drag on until 10 p.m. And then everybody gonna go into the beer tent. And then Saturday, we're doing another health screening. We have the parade.
Yeah.
So the parade kicks off at 11 a.m.
Okay.
And then we having the mayor's lunch. Mayor's breakfast.
Yes.
And we're gonna open back up the kid carnival, and we having cut close and public announcement. Yep, cut close.
Public announcement.
Public announcement.
The
Yeah,
public
the
announcement.
public announcement. Yeah.
Listen, let me say something real quick. People, you will pay to see artists in Grand Rapids. Would you support Muskegon Heights? Don't be sitting out there on your car trying to get.
Yeah.
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 Now,
Like it's the football game.
like it's a football game. Spend some money. How much are the tickets for Saturday?
Tickets are $20. You can get them at Urban
Oh,
Apparel.
20.
Yep.
$20.
Yep. $20.
Oh,
So
okay.
basically $10 at
Oh,
$10 for public announcement, $10 for cut close. So $20. You
Right.
can't split it up if you miss one though.
So,
You
you-
get what I'm saying?
yeah. So you went from this event was only like a day or so. Now you're going a whole week.
Yeah, no, it's always all week.
Really?
Yes, for years it always been a week thing. Now we always did the concert for one day,
Mhm.
or 2 days. It'd be a Friday and Saturday concert, but it has always been all week long.
Okay.
You know, one of my favorite times at the festival. Honestly, I tell you, because we know we have sheriff, state police, and every year it also same thing. They start the week off a little tense.
Mhm.
By the end of the week, man, they're eating barbecue and talking to people and playing with the kids.
Oh yeah,
it really is one of the best times to be in Muskegon Heights. Hands
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Always a good time.
So you have there's activities and food for everyone.
for everybody all week long, all week long.
All right.
Can you tell us what movie you're in the show or not? That's a surprise.
Oh no, we is playing Planet of the Apes.
Okay.
Yep, Planet of the Apes.
Okay.
So
And if people can still get tickets in advance?
yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep.
You know where they can get tickets?
At Urban Apparel, or you can go right up to the festival now
Okay.
and ask for Mimi Rankin,
Okay.
and she has tickets right there in the booth.
Mia, Q, what drives you, man? Because you work really hard here at the station, but you really put effort into this festival.
Yeah, the community, everybody look like you said. Everybody excited to like even the showcase. I wasn't gonna do the showcase once. My friend said that he couldn't do it,
Okay.
and I was like, and I started noticing the artists like, they kind of bummed out. I was like, you know what? I'm like, I'm gonna just move to Friday, make it free,
Mhm.
and give artists the platform to get on stage. It was kind of hard because everybody out here singer rap, everybody out here artists. So you really have what I did was artists that was on the Heights Festival show previous years.
Mhm.
I just added them all together.
Nice.
Yep. So it's a free show Friday. They can come out. They can see gospel artists. They can see R&B singers. They can see the hip hop artists. They can see dancers. So that's what drives me to keep going, making people happy. We don't make a lot of money. Yep. And sometimes we come out our own pockets.
Really?
Yeah, we come out on because it's something we like to do. We love it. So it's like, hey, we all hang out once upon a time. Do we make money back when we hang out? No, we don't.
Good time.
You don't hang with me.
Well, man, you spend too much money, G man. I can't keep up with you.
He make money when he hang out.
Yeah. But you don't get it back, So this is like our hangout. This is our thrill.
Okay.
Seeing everybody having entertainment and something fun to do in the community.
Yes. Yeah.
So what if somebody wants to write a check or give some money? How can they do that?
They can make it out to the Mesquite Heights Festival in the park. Yep. If anybody that would like to make a donation, sponsorship, or anything like that, yep, they can talk to Mimi Rankin and make a check out to the Mesquite Heights Festival in the park.
Okay. Last thing, I want to change subjects real quick. You are known to be one of the best DJs in the country.
Oh, thank you.
Talk a little bit about that.
Well, it puts in a lot of work. You got to know different types of music, from country, from hip hop to R&B. You have to know how to blend. It's not what you play; it's how you play it.
Okay.
So you gotta know how to present a song, especially if it's a song out there that nobody knows.
Okay.
You gotta know how to present it. And DJing at the universities such as Michigan State, Ferris State, Grand Valley, everybody got their own style of music. Even here in Muskegon,
Is that right?
yeah, everybody got their own style.
Okay.
Even
give us an example.
Muskegon is more of a stepping town.
Okay.
So when you DJing, you got to make sure you playing either stepping music,
Okay.
blues, or a slow song that everybody can sing along to.
That's what I'm talking about.
Bigger cities, you can play more of the car ride music.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's just like the style. Like if you DJ in the West Coast, of course you got to play the more the Tupac, the Snoop, the YG. If you're on the East Coast, you got to play more of the Jay-Z, the Nas. Here in the Midwest, you got a lot of the Detroit, Chicago artists. Down south, you got 2 Chainz, and so everybody got their own style. So as a DJ, when you traveling, you got to learn it.
Okay.
So what's the hottest music right now out there?
Right now, R&B starting to get back in the scene. R&B lasts longer.
Okay.
With the hip hop, you have the artists there, be here today, gone tomorrow. So as a DJ, you got to keep up on that stuff, especially fast paced today. Back in the day, you can probably drag a hip hop song out almost for a whole summer. Here, the song might be hot on TikTok for a week and gone.
Wow.
But with R&B music, I can still play the Mary J. Blige. I can still play the Faith Evans and the Luther Vandross and the Teddy Pendergrass, and people gonna know it.
Turn it off.
Come on. You talking about timeless music.
You got what I want. Teddy, tell people what he wants.
That stuff ain't gonna never go away because it's the new artists today that's sampling that stuff.
Yeah.
So that stuff.
Sampling.
Yeah.
Keep people alive.
Yeah. And when you DJing family reunions and you got the older and the younger, you got to be able to mix it because they might not know the Teddy Pendergrass TKO song, but they'll know the LMA version of it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're right.
So you got to, as a DJ, know how to blend them two together.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll hear some of the younger artists and I'll be like, I recognize that music from somewhere.
You recognize the sample, but it gets you on the flow.
It does. It draw you in. It's like, okay, now let me see what they're doing with it.
Yep, and then you got the ones that be like, man, this ain't the original song.
Yeah.
Play the original one, man. We don't want to hear this one.
Okay, so once again, let's go through the Mesquite Heights, starting
Monday, bike rodeo movie night.
Mhm.
Tuesday, gospel in the park. Wednesday, bike night with the free riders in the tent. Thursday, blues in the tent.
Mhm.
Friday, the showcase, party in the park, and Saturday is cut close and public announcement.
Now we should probably say when you say
In a parade.
Now when you say in the tent, there's an age limit for being in the tent?
21 and up.
Oh, right.
Yep,
Okay.
it's a beer tent. So
Okay,
yep.
so you got the beverages.
Yeah. Now Monday is all good. It's all ages.
Uh-huh.
The beer tent don't start until Wednesday.
Okay.
Yep. So if you're under 21, you better enjoy it Monday and Tuesday.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Have y'all fun at movie night.
My brother, we want to thank you for coming on the show. We're going to get Carlton on next week.
Okay.
We appreciate it. Any shout outs you want to give?
Hey, give a shout out to y'all. Y'all been doing a great job. Y'all been holding it down for what would have been like 3 years?
At least.
About 3 years. Yep. So give a big shout out to y'all. Everybody that's been supporting the Muskegon Heights Festival in the park and the radio station. Everybody that supported the Kids Free trip to Africa, and just, hey, keep a positive mindset out here. So shout out to everybody. Yeah.
All right. That was Q89 with the report. He came in. He came in. Hey, this is live radio.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to go to a commercial break. You are watching and listening to Torn in Two on 103.7 The Beat or M106.
Many travelers dream of experiencing the beauty of Tanzania, from its stunning national parks to vibrant cultural sites. Yet the costs often seem overwhelming. But with Visit Tanzania for Less, exploring this East African gem on a budget is not only possible, but incredibly rewarding. Whether you're a solo backpacker, a volunteer, or just a budget-conscious traveler, we provide valuable insights and resources to make your journey unforgettable without breaking the bank. Book your trip now with just a $300 deposit and flexible monthly payments until your travel date. For more travel inspiration and tips, follow us on Instagram or visit us at visittanzaniaforless.com. Visit Tanzania for Less, your dream adventure within reach.
The wait is over. The all-new Umoja Radio Network, home to over 40 Black-owned radio stations and podcasts, is here for you. Connect to the world's fastest-growing collection of unapologetically Black and proud media, from podcasts to independent Black-owned radio stations, and access to the important news and music you need. Umoja Radio is from our culture, by our culture, for our culture. The all-new Umoja Radio is available right now on Google Play and the Apple Store. Join the movement. Be empowered.
You hear heaven?
When smoking gives you COPD, you learn to lie a little bit. You make up excuses like, I have to get my keys. You guys go on. Anything so you can walk at your own pace. I used to do that all the time. Those lies don't work anymore. My tip is, the worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. Like smoking isn't that dangerous.
You can quit. For free help, visit cdc.gov/tips.
And welcome back to the Beat M106. You are watching or listening to Torn Into, your show for news, information, and more. Would you introduce our next guest?
Okay, for the bottom half of the hour, our guest today is, hope I pronounce it, Aaliyah Lang of Forever 1.14 Graphics. And she's going to tell us a bit more about that, but she specializes in high quality graphic design. Get your websites, logo creation, flyers, brand design, and product photography. So we're looking forward to speaking with her. Would you welcome her to the microphone?
Put your hands together for our sister. How you doing?
Hello, I'm doing great. I can't complain. Thank you for having me.
Yes. First,
Go
sorry,
ahead.
did I pronounce it? Is it Aaliyah?
Yes, you did good.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, tell us a little bit about yourself before we talk about your business.
Yeah, so I'm Aaliyah. I'm an all-around creative. So I specialize in graphic design, product photography, complete brand development. So whether you want to start from scratch with the logo, website, flyers, you name it, or whether you're revamping, I help assist with all of that.
Okay. So we'll talk about the business, but we also like to educate people. How long have you been in business?
So the graphic design aspect is only a year long. So I'm quite new. It's a newer endeavor of mine, but it's been very successful. I've worked with clients in over 30 states. I even have a client in the United Kingdom. So I'm blessed. I'm blessed for sure.
Yes, you
and
are.
the product photography is only 3 months.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, that's
So
even newer.
tell us a little bit about how you got started into this business and some of the hurdles you had to overcome.
Yes. So I started off like my entrepreneurial journey in 2019. So I was selling lashes when everybody and their mama was selling lashes. And also also
Mm.
selling clothing. So like custom clothing. I even had clothing like my own merch. So with that, I was designing my own website, making updates to that, making my own business cards, thank you cards. And people would ask me like, who did your branding, who did your website? And I was like, me. I didn't really think I was that good, but other people admired my work. So I didn't really take it that serious until my friend Erin, she was just pretty much like, Aaliyah, you need to give it a shot. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But at least do it because you're really good. So in 2023, I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it a shot. And I'm so glad that I did.
Nice.
Awesome. Awesome. Good. So you took a shot, you're in this business. Um, what are some of the things you think you've learned in the time you've been in business so far? Maybe some things, I'm sure once you get into it, people ask you questions. What are some things you've learned that you'd like to share with other people?
Um, I've learned that not everyone is going to be your ideal client. You're going to deal with difficult, picky people, and you need to be
Mm.
able to know how to handle that. Set boundaries. Like, for example, you may get somebody that's like on their third or fourth revision. And, my policy is like after the third revision, there's a fee. But starting off, I didn't really enforce that, because I was just like, okay, I want to make the client happy,
Mm.
um, but I'm up to like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning
Yeah.
making these changes. And it's like, okay, who am I really benefiting?
Hmm.
So that's a hardship that you have to deal with, but you just have to work through it and really just kind of set your limits, boundaries, and know that, if you're not comfortable with a certain client and what they're expecting from you, you have every right to say no.
So I'm starting a business,
Hmm.
and I come to you. What are the first things that you think I must get done to be and have a successful business?
So that's why I offer consultations because, you may not know what you need, and I don't know what you need until you bring that to my attention and we kind of just, sort out a plan
Mhm.
based on your needs and the type of business that you have. So, for example, let's say, you're thinking about starting a detailing business, and we hop on a call and you're like, okay, well, I want to offer my services to people that may not live in Muskegon, that may live in Kalamazoo or Lansing, so I'll say, okay, you need a website, you need flyers to get your brand out there, business cards, of course, so you can market, things of that nature. So yeah, that's why I offer consultations.
Okay. So tell us about
Mhm.
some of the more exciting clients you've had an opportunity to work with, or some things you've had to do that really were exciting for you.
Yeah. So I don't know if you know this guy. He's a rapper out of Detroit, I swear Vezo. So his wife owns a juice bar in Detroit. And basically, like, I'm not afraid to network with people. I'm not afraid to put my business out there. I sent her a message because I ran across her post on Instagram and I was like, just introduce myself, told her about my services. And she was like, I was actually looking for a designer.
Wow.
So we set up a call. It was like perfect. We set up a call and she was like, well, I want to get 10 flyers from you right off the bat. And I was like, what? And then that just turned into a long-term relationship. She ordered another 10 flyers from me. And she's
Wow.
more of like a retainer client now. So like if I didn't put myself out there, then I wouldn't have had her as a client more than likely, because she wouldn't have known about me.
Oh wow.
How important is uh, the media as far as now you got Facebook, TikTok. I mean, you got all these things and entities, and some
Mhm.
of us older people don't know quite how to do that.
Yeah.
I'm speaking for
So
me.
maybe I need to
You're looking
start
for
offering
benefits.
classes. Because it's very important. If you run a business, you need to be active on social media. If I had $1 for every time somebody told me they don't post on social media or they don't have the time to do it and this and that, I'll be rich. And I'm just like, if you're strolling on Facebook all day, you got time to make a post about your
Right.
business, putting it out there to the world. Even if it gets 1 like, 2 likes, no likes, they still
Mhm.
see it, you know.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's what I try to, stress the importance of, because I'm active on all social media platforms and I get clients from all of them. So yeah, you need to put yourself out there.
Yeah. What are some of the mistakes people often make when they get started? You talked about people coming to you, they don't know what they know. What are
hmm
some of the mistakes you see people make when they like Greg would probably try to do it on his own, create his own Facebook page. What are some of the mistakes people tend to make by, like mechanic, you started, you realize you messed up. So what are some of those things you've seen people do?
Um, I would say I haven't seen a lot of like mistakes
Uh-huh.
necessarily.
Mhm.
It's just, well, okay, let me take that back. Every,
You don't have to say their name.
Yeah,
no,
no
I'm not.
name.
I'm not. I feel like when people try to do it themselves, they lack cohesiveness. They lack legibility. So for example, like
Mhm.
with their flyers, of course, we all know pretty much about Canva. Canva is a free app that you can get on there and you can make your own flyer. Perfect for DIY. They have like templates and stuff. But what a lot of people don't realize is if you use those like fancy fonts that no one can read, or if you just
Mhm.
kind of jumble everything on one side where people don't really know where to look,
Yeah.
it just
Yeah.
lacks that, that attention that it could actually give, because the main importance of a flyer is so people can read the information and know what to do with that information. So if people can't read it, then there's no.
Hello.
Yeah.
It's important what you're saying because it drives me nuts when I'm doing this political season. I see signs and everybody has so much information you can't understand everything.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. So
So,
I think that's a mistake for sure.
so if I come to you, how do you judge how to charge a person?
So I have a fixed price for pretty much all of my services. But I also offer like customized packages too. I offer branding packages, but some people need something a little bit more custom. Like if
Mhm.
they need to add, an additional service on top of what I have listed in my branding package, then I'll, make an invoice for that. But pretty much all my services are fixed. So flyers are like 60, website developments are 700, and so forth.
Well,
That's right.
some people argue that websites are not so much important anymore. Your thoughts on that?
Websites are very important. I mean, that's what's going to generate the income, That's what's going to allow for people to see what you're advertising, get more information on what you sell, without having to bombard you with questions, So if you
Mhm.
don't have a website, you can't get irritated with people messaging you about this or that, because you don't have a place for someone to go to get that information that they require.
Mhm.
Yeah. We hear this broad worm branding. Everybody's, from athletes to they talk about branding. Tell us, what
Mhm.
does that mean when somebody says, I need to create my brand?
Mhm. So that pretty much means that your name resonates with a specific color scheme, a specific aesthetic. So for example, let's use a major brand like Nike, with their
Mhm.
branding, when you see that check, who is that? That's Nike. Or if you see, athleisure, you see athletic wear, track, running, all that stuff, that's going to coincide with their branding. So if you have a logo, a lot of people stick to just one logo, but honestly, you need to have multiple versions of your logo, which is called the
Really?
smaller.
Yeah, now,
Yeah. So,
let's put a pin there because
so
tell us, because we're both surprised to hear you say that.
yeah. Yep. So the smaller, so let's do a brand like, we'll keep using Nike. So the Nike spelled out is their main logo. The
Okay.
submark, which is a smaller version of their logo, is the check. So
Okay.
they have two logos that they
Oh,
use for two different things. So they can
okay.
use the check, on clothing. They can use the check on, just advertising. The Nike actually spelled out usually goes on the shoebox.
Mhm.
So they're
Okay.
using both of those logos, but they're using it in two different ways. So
Oh,
that's why I always tell my clients a main logo and a submark, because you can't always use your main logo for everything. You may need a smaller version of it to use on pieces like business cards or thank you cards. Or if you decide to have a banner or get merch, you can use that smaller version.
Okay, now I got a question. You
Mhm.
can help us out right here live.
Yes.
Okay. We are getting ready to change the name of the show and change our branding, which we've been doing for 3 years. What are
Okay.
some recommendations?
So you have the name. Are you sticking with the same color scheme?
We're going to totally revamp everything.
Completely revamped.
Yeah.
Okay. So the brand colors are the client's responsibility. So I would say pick some colors that really coincide with what you plan to attract. So for example, they shouldn't be colors that you love. So if you love blue, you shouldn't pick those colors just because you love them. It should be something that's going to attract your target audience.
Nice.
Um,
okay.
so blue is kind of like a really cool tone, so I wouldn't recommend blue for a radio station, or if you plan to just, advertise or public information. You want something vibrant, bold, that's going to be just, out there for people to see. So
Okay.
like, for example, in the back, like the yellow and orange, that's going to grab attention. So like sticking with something that's more fluorescent.
Oh, so when you heard that torn in two name, you kind of like, well, why these guys want to talk to me? Is that kind of throw you off a little bit?
No,
Oh, okay.
not at all. It's a pleasure to be on here with you
Well, not
guys.
us. Well, we know we're delightful, but I mean the name torn in two, because we start off doing a lot of political stuff,
Yes.
and so
Mhm.
we're doing more like these type of interviews where we're talking to business owners and getting community information out there. So that's why we're looking to drift away from the torn into it. We're not trying to get a free consult from you, but that's why
Yeah.
we're drifting away from the torn
You
into
fine.
name.
No, you're fine. No, I honestly, when I received the email, I was like, "Oh, torn in two." I had never heard of it. So look, you reached somebody that had never heard of this broadcast,
Hmm.
and now I
We may,
know.
we
Now I'm
may need to, we may
aware.
need to put our money together, get a retainer.
Yeah. We might have to put you on retainer.
Yeah.
We definitely might have to put it on retainer.
See?
So teach your old dog a new trick. So, instead of paper and radio, now
Mhm.
we got social media. What are some other tricks that a person in the business should do?
So you got social media. Really just like the consistency in marketing, like I stated before, like posting, doing offline marketing too. That's something that I started to do more and more this year, is like networking with other people. I've gone downtown, like they have those small little shops downtown, like by the post office.
Mhm.
Like I've gone, to those businesses, and I introduced myself. I made like a little flyer that says, "Hey, small business owner, you deserve new branding," because a
Mm.
lot of them didn't really know that they had somebody right here in town that could assist with that. So
Mhm.
just, being educational, and like I said before, putting myself out there. Yep. So getting offline, not just relying on social media to get your business out there.
Okay.
When you're doing a consultation and stuff like that, and somebody
Mhm.
is heading in a direction that you don't think is favorable, how do you address that person?
I always try to provide like recommendations, like if they state something that I don't really think that they need, or if they feel that they don't, need it, I try to just educate them on what would be best for their business. And you can be receptive to that or not. A lot of people trust my expertise when it comes to branding and marketing. So I really haven't ran into that issue. But if I ever did, I feel like, I would just kind of direct them to what would be best, and they can decide whether they want to go with that or not.
Talk a little bit about, because everybody have to deal with them haters. What keeps you motivated and dealing with negative people?
I think what keeps me motivated is thinking about financial freedom, and being able to, live the life that I really live the life that, God has placed me on this earth to live, and just following my purpose, because graphic design was never a plan. I know for a fact God called me to do this and gave me this talent that I didn't even realize that I had, So as long as I am, pursuing and following that purpose, everything else is just like, it doesn't really matter, because this is something that I want to do. This is something I work hard to, perfect. I'm up to like 2:00 in the morning sometimes, and, it's all worth it because it's something that I truly enjoy and I can help people along the way.
Okay. So after clients engage with you, what is it you want them to walk away saying about you and your business?
I want them to say like, I'll be back, I'll be,
Mhm.
I tell them, I'm like, once you book with me once, you're stuck with me, because
Okay.
I'm going to do everything that I can to build that long-term relationship. I don't want you to just book with me one time and then I get my money and that's it. I want to be able to continue to help you build your brand, because you can't just expect to get a logo and a website and then that's all you need. Like, you're going to continue to need to market your business. You're going to, if you plan to do events and stuff, you might need a banner design, a table runner design,
Mhm.
a price list design, to put up there for your customers, so it's a long-term thing. So I want to just make sure I do all I can that first go round. So you're like, okay, I want to book with her again.
Anthony Malone said, got it.
Uncle Malone said billboarding and event linking. Hello, Mr. Malone or Uncle Tony.
So what about billboarding and event linking? That's new to me.
Billboarding and event linking? Are you asking
Yeah.
him or you asking me?
Asking you.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So that's a question came across from one of our listeners.
Gotcha. I'm like, is he joining? Sorry. Event linking, I'm not too familiar with event linking, if he could specify what that means. But billboarding, that is something that I'm able to do as long as I have the appropriate dimensions.
Okay. Talk to the people out there. You said that you have been, that God called you to this. Talk to the people that have inventions in their mind, but afraid to make that step to get out of the boat and walk on the water.
Yeah, it's easier said than done. I will say that. But if you have the mentality of you at least tried, I think that will push people more to do, to follow through with the ideas that they have. Because I always tell myself, I'm like, I'm 29. So I was like, I don't want to be 40, 45, looking back like, I wish I would have gave this a try. Or, like, what if I gave it a try? I'm going to do it right now. And like I said, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't, and it worked, so I'm glad that I decided to give it that push. So I feel like other people, they need to really push and put their, foot in front of the other and put the necessary steps to be able to make it complete. And if they are struggling with the resources or where to start, Google is free. YouTube is free. Take the initiative to research. That's what I did starting off with graphic design. I'm completely self-taught. But
Okay.
I spent hours and days consistently on YouTube, on TikTok, watching videos, following other successful graphic designers and brand designers and learning from them, and that's how I got to this point.
So, you mentioned, kind of having to do all this research on your own. Have you had the
Mhm.
opportunity to have any mentors or counselors as you've gotten into the business more?
No, I have not. People ask
Wow.
me to mentor them. And I'm like, no, I'm still learning myself, but no mentors.
Okay.
Wow. Let's go to the Houston, Texas. Marketing is the key. Thank you, Michael
Hmm.
Anthony Smith.
He's correct.
Speak to you're 29, it's tremendous that you're into this, but people out there, we talk to people every day that want to start a business. They have all this creative ability in the world, but talk to people about the business side of business.
The business side is very important. The LLC is very important. Don't play with
Mhm.
IRS. Don't play with Uncle Sam. Like, make sure
Right.
make sure you have everything in line. And like for me, I started off with a completely different LLC name because, like I said, I
Mhm.
I sold lashes and clothing. But I don't know if a lot of people realize that if they do decide to make a business change, you don't have to purchase another LLC. You can pay to change the name if you don't plan to go back to that business, which is what I did.
Mhm.
Um, versus having to pay a whole nother, $300 or so for another LLC. So make sure if this is something that you're really serious about and really want to do, that you have a business bank account, you have a LLC, and then you're not mixing that business money with personal funds.
Well,
Um,
Yeah.
because that can really get you into serious trouble. So yeah, make
Yes.
sure you're keeping it separate, pay your taxes, um have money set aside. Like I do annual taxes. I don't do like quarterly. So but I make sure I keep track of how much money is going to go to that. Like, so yeah, you really have to take that serious. And I think a lot of people that run their businesses, they don't really take it serious until
mhm.
they get into a situation where they have no choice but to.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell us about the future. I mean, you're into this where you tell you're excited about it. So what are some of the other things you're hoping to get into and expand to in the future?
So artificial intelligence is at an all-time high. It's AI this, AI that. And a lot of people ask me, like, you think AI will come for graphic designers? And I'm like, well, it's kind of hard to say right now, but one thing I can say is I've tested it myself just to see if I was a client and I used AI to generate something, could they fulfill the job? And the answer is
Mhm.
absolutely not. um, you're gonna get some weird kind of stuff pop up if you rely on AI.
Mhm.
But like I said, it's still early. They're still working on it and things of that nature. But I feel like clients benefit from that one-on-one interaction with the designer, building a relationship, building
Mhm.
rapport that a robot could never do.
Mhm.
So like, people ask me about that. I'm not worried about it at all because, I know my skill set, I know my creative outlook on things, and that's something that I feel cannot be, replicated.
Talk about how your faith uh, connects with your business.
It's big time. Last year, so 2023, I developed the strongest relationship that I have ever had. I found the church home. Shout out to Love City Church. If you were looking for a church home, I highly recommend Pastor Kevin McLeod Jr. But I
Know 'em
got
well.
baptized. Yes, he's great. He's great. So I started going to church consistently. I had this way of thinking where I even told my mom, I was like, how selfish of me to not give God any of my time when he has blessed me tremendously. And I
All
just kind
right.
of had like this mindset shift. And I was like, I'm gonna go to the church. I'm gonna see how I like it. And that ended up to turning into consistent Sundays. I was going I work every other weekend. So the weekends that I was off from the hospital, I was going to church. And then after going for about 6 to 7 months, I decided to get baptized. But one thing I would say during that time is my faith grew even more. My relationship, of course, grew, but I feel like God's like his plan for me, I was able to see it more vividly.
Right.
And that's why I knew, certain things I was called to do, stepping out of my comfort zone. I really like, whether you believe it or not, public speaking, I like, I get like sweaty. I do not like public speaking. But Pastor had asked me to be a part of a group in our church called the Creative Hub, where people that are, thinking about having a business or they have a business currently, if they need, just some direction, resources, we would collaborate and bounce ideas off of one another. And he asked me to lead that. And I was like, well, if it involves public speaking, I don't know, And he's like, but I feel like that was God using Pastor to, bring me out of my comfort zone and, really just be able to be a source for other people, and this was just the beginning. I feel like that God's going to call me to speak to, a room full of people. But if I can't speak to 6 or 7 people, then how am I going to speak in a room that's full, So
You have a great mentor there with Pastor Kevin. I know him well, but
yes.
we will help you with public speaking anytime.
Oh,
Okay,
thank
so
you.
look, you got 2 minutes
Mhm.
to tell people how to get in touch with your business. Take it away.
Yes. So if you would like to book a consultation or services with me, my website is forever, FOREVER 114 graphics, GRAPHICS.com. It is Forever 114 Graphics on Facebook as well as Instagram. I am open to any messages, questions that you may have. You may see like my flyers out there because I'm getting those out there for other people too to be able to see. And that's pretty much where you can find me. My email is forever114graphics@gmail.com if you want to send me an email. But other than that, you can pretty much reach me in any of those platforms.
What about a phone number?
See, I don't have a business number yet. See, I'm
Okay.
slacking on that.
Okay. Get that business phone number.
Email is my
Us
main
old
form of
school people, we like to
communication.
call you, hear your
Yeah,
voice.
we like to call.
Call you.
Business phone coming soon.
All right. Listen, thank you so much, and God bless you.
Thank you.
Best to you.
All right.
And
So
just
listen.
message me, Brandon. Nah,
All right. We'll be talking to you.
Yes.
sounds good. Take care, you guys.
Take care. Now, listen, that's the end of the show. Remember what we say. Go out and touch somebody. Go out and reach somebody. You never know. If you just grab one, you will affect somebody that will go out and do something in the future. Take care, Pastor Burns. We could do this now.
All right, my brother.
Have a good weekend. Take care. God bless.
Go in peace.